Meditation is the art of transformation. It is a transformation of the mind and a reconfiguration of negative thought patterns into positive thinking. It is the bridge that connects us to our higher faculties and the doorway that leads to our very own soul. The word meditation stems from meditatum, a Latin term that means to ponder. The practice itself began more than 5,000 years ago, which makes it far older than the birth of modern civilization. Throughout history, people have practiced meditation as a means to improve health, increase self-awareness, and concentration. It's even said that meditation can actually slow down the aging process. In fact, there is a lot of research that has been done on this topic, and apparently several studies have found that meditation actually lowers blood pressure, reduces stress and anxiety, thereby enhancing happiness and longevity. Consequently, deep meditation also produces theta brainwaves, which have been associated with creativity, learning, self-reprogramming, increased intuition, and spiritual experiences. Now, as for myself, I have been doing meditation for more than 5 years now, and let me tell you guys that this has truly been a blessing for me because it has helped me overcome negativity, health issues, and has increased my creative spark. And believe it or not, I have done this without any use of psychedelics or any type of drug for that matter. All I did was commit myself to a daily meditation routine that over time has allowed me to retrain my mind to go from a much lower state of thinking into a higher state of consciousness via deep meditation. However, mastering the mind is by no means an easy task because the outside world, society, has done an excellent job of programming our mind for us, when in fact it should have been the other way around. You see, the path that you take in life is entirely up to you because you can either choose to let society mold you into what it wants you to become, or you can choose to take control of your own journey and become the creator of your reality. And meditation is a great method to achieve this, but you have to be willing to commit to it, to put in the time in order to reap the rewards. I believe that one of the sole purposes of our society and the systems that have been put in place since who knows when only serve to disconnect us from our soul via negative music, mindless entertainment, social media, distractions, and quite frankly, the large majority of the things that the media shows us are simply negative. Very seldom do they show us the miracles that occur or anything positive for that matter. Thereby, we're born into a world that instills fear and distraction in us. And that's one of the main reasons why humanity has been living in the lower vibrations, or what many others refer to as the lower mind. So in order to take back control of your own life, you must go within in order to connect with your true self, which in essence is spirit. Now, if you are just starting off and meditation is new to you, let me give you a little piece of advice. Be patient. I cannot stress enough how important this is. Patience is the key to attaining self-awareness, because without patience, you will never be able to become the observer and to know thyself. I began meditating at a very young age, but let me tell you, I could barely last 5 minutes because those 5 minutes felt like hours to me, and I was basically put off by all the mental chatter that was coming up in my mind. And it got to a point where I decided to quit. I just didn't have the patience anymore. Yet it wasn't until several years later that I took up the practice yet again. And little by little I made quite a lot of progress, but it wasn't easy. Eventually though, I was able to progress from 5 minutes to more than 1 hour without letting my own thoughts disturb my serenity. I also got to a point where I was able to hear my own heartbeat. And it's so crazy because I could literally count each beat as if I were listening to it with a stethoscope. It was insane. But eventually, if you don't focus too much on it, it will begin to gradually fade into the silence. I also want to mention that as you progress more into your meditation, you might actually begin to see flashes of light or perhaps different colored shapes that move in and out of your vision. And quite honestly, this could literally be anything, perhaps even spiritual energy. But your job as the observer is to observe, not to focus on what's going on in that moment. Do not let anything distract you from just being in that stillness. And the same applies to any internal noise that may come up. You don't want to dwell on it for too long. Instead, be aware of those thoughts, whether they be negative or positive, and then just simply let them flow in and out of your mind. Now, if you are having trouble focusing, then shift your focus on your breathing. And as you do that a couple of times, you will start to notice that those random thoughts start to come up less often. Again though, it's very important that you continue to do this just like you would a regular exercise routine. Otherwise, you won't make any progress. In terms of sitting position, it really doesn't matter. Although I do find that for myself, the lotus position seems to be the most effective, because you can either meditate sitting on a chair or lying on a bed. I have tried both options, and for me, the bed, what happens is that I end up falling asleep. The chair, on the other hand, just really doesn't cut it for me. I don't know, I just don't feel as connected. So it really does come down to how old you are and where you feel most comfortable. It's entirely up to you. Another thing that I want to mention is that you will get the most benefit out of meditation when you practice it out in nature than you would probably indoors, because the earth just has a beautiful way of grounding our energy, and that is going to help you find that center point where you feel more relaxed and in tune with the universal vibrations of the planet, which in turn will help raise your very own vibrational frequency. So, to be quite frank, ever since I began practicing meditation, I've noticed that I am more in control of my own thoughts. I definitely feel less stressed out. My intuition has kind of like kicked into high gear. My creativity has expanded, not to mention that I've been able to connect more with my inner truth. And I don't know about you guys, but it's just a very humbling experience, and it definitely can help you shift your perspective on life, because you will begin to see things from a much higher state of mind. And suddenly, all the things you thought were important, like money, cars, jewelry, just aren't, because after years and years of doing deep contemplation, you come to the realization that it's the little insignificant things in life that truly matter most. Remember that every time you meditate, you are connecting more and more with your soul. And over time, Your spirit is going to show you all the blocks that are keeping you from being your true authentic self. It's going to help you see all those areas of your life where you are not happy, so that you can make the necessary changes that will ultimately bring you true inner happiness. Also, as you become more experienced, you will probably learn how to enjoy more blissful internal states by gaining access to the cave of Brahma, which is located in the third ventricle of the brain and has been referred to as the seat of resonance, or what the ancients called the Shiva Netra, or in medical terms, the pineal gland or third eye. But of course, this is for far more experienced yoga and meditation practitioners. So lastly, I just want to say that meditation really isn't rocket science. Anyone can do it and benefit from it. All it takes is patience, dedication, and just a couple of minutes a day. Find a comfortable spot, close your eyes, and breathe naturally. Keep the focus on each breath as you inhale and exhale. Try to observe your chest, belly, and shoulders as they expand, contract, move up and down in each breath, and keep focusing on that breath every time your mind wanders. Remember that you can begin with as little as 5 minutes a day and then gradually add more minutes as you see fit. Over time, you will notice how your mind suddenly shifts more from a state of chaos to a state of bliss. But again, all good things do take time, so don't rush it. Now, aside from a couple of gray hairs here and there, I have been told by several people that I look quite young for my age. And I do think that meditation has contributed to that. But not only that, you guys, meditation can bring about a lot of epiphanies that could help you find your life path, and perhaps even answers to some of the questions you may have. So if you are lost and don't know what to do with your life, sit still. Let your mind be at ease. Remember that your mind is a very powerful tool, and society wants us to use it in a certain way that, in my opinion, doesn't benefit our own spiritual growth. For centuries, the ancients have known how powerful our inner world is, yet that knowledge has been forgotten but not lost. So as they say, if you don't go within, you'll go without. So don't let your mind go to waste, because when you use it in the right manner, it can open a whole new world and really awaken your true potential. Turn meditation into a daily habit, and I promise you that the answers will come if you are able to look within and listen to your heart. And if you guys have any meditation experiences that you want to share with others, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear some of your experiences. So, till next time, you guys, stay blessed.